And welcome to STL TV. I'm Jade Harrell. Have you ever been told that you can't do something? Somebody might have even dared you to take a chance. Well, our guest today says even when they say you can't. I am joined by Daphne E. Jones today, author of When They Say You Won't. Daphne, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Jade. It's my pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Well, you had me at win because I like to win, but you have a different take on it. Tell us about the book so we can get into some of the depth of how it takes us to that next level.
Sure. Let me start with the fact that Gandhi said about people, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. And so that's a series of things that happens to you in your life that you end with win, even though you may not start with it. So this book is a playbook for how do you make a new, better version of yourself? How do you envision? How do you advance? And how do you win? Jade, there's so many dog whistles of disempowerment that are out there that want to stop you systemically and strategically, stop you from winning. Yeah. And with my book, my goal is to be able to deconstruct that and stop the momentum of that and let people win. And winning is defined on your terms. Whether you want to win at learning how to swim, if you want to be a senior vice president of a company, you want to be a better speaker, a better mother, better wife, have a better health. Winning is yours, and I have a strategic way of talking about winning, and then I give you the playbook for how to do just that.
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, how did you learn it? And I love the term dog whistle because it implies that you don't hear it so succinctly, but it's certainly there and catches something in your spirit. Can you tell me what were your dog whistles and how you learned to win over them?
Yeah, and the dog whistles, you don't hear it, but the impact can be the same.
Yeah.
The dog still comes, whether you call them by name that you can hear, or they come because of a whistle that you can't hear, but they still come because they can hear it. And when I was in high school, I'm born to Jamaican immigrants, right? And so they focused on education. My mother always said, Daphne, whoever has your mind or whatever has your mind has you. So she focused on education. If education has your mind, you'll be an educated person. Yeah. But then I went to high school and I said to my high school counselor, I want to talk about what colleges I should be applying for. He said, colleges? Black girls like you don't go to college. You won't get in. And if you do get in, you won't graduate. And if you do graduate, no one's going to hire you. And so the word impossible was first given to me by him. My mother never used the word impossible. He used the word impossible. So I became a secretary at Women's Day magazine, which is what he told me to do.
And here we are, counselor, entrusted, guidance.
Guidance counselor sent me to secretary role.
Yeah, I told you that it was impossible, and you proved that I'm possible.
I'm possible.
I love what you said about, it's not about impossible, it's about inevitable.
That's right.
What does it take, and did it take for you? I mean, you've experienced a wide range of opportunities and achievements even. What were some of those challenges? How did you discover that I do have? It's not that I can't or that I won't.
Yes.
I will be there.
I remember, Mom.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, you can do.
Yeah.
Whoever has your mind has you. I went to college and I got my undergraduate degree in 3 years instead of 4. And I got my MBA in 1 year instead of 2.
Now, is this before or after the secretary job?
That was after. I decided to leave the secretary job and go to college. I said, he can't tell me what I can or can't do. I was a lousy secretary. Einstein says everybody's got a genius. Yeah. I say everyone has a superpower. Okay. I'm not Einstein. Right. So everyone's got a superpower, and you can't measure a fish by how well it climbs a tree. Fish don't climb trees. Cats do. And so I realized I'm not meant to be a secretary. I'm going to go to college and see what's going to happen. So I did that, and I went to IBM after college graduation, and that was what made me realize that it's not a matter of if I can succeed and win. It's a matter of when. Yeah. It's inevitable.
Sure. What was the turning point? See, the part I want to catch is the feeling stuck that many of us get. That, well, this is my lot. Here's what it's come to. But that burning desire inside gets simmered on the back burner. What did it take for you to make that pivot, to decide, I'm going to go for this in a different way.
Yeah, it really.
I'm asking for the playbook parts.
Right.
Share with us how you did that.
There's no transformation without reimagination. So I had to reimagine what might my life be like if it's not going to be a secretary. And if I'm going to go to work in a corporation, how do I have to be? Because I went into the offices of IBM as my first job. Nobody looked like me. And so I was told that if you want to be it, you have to see it.
Sure.
But I didn't see it. And so I had to reimagine myself and say, I can do those things, okay? And I followed people. So one of the important things is to have role models. Who are the people that you may not know, but resemble your values and are doing today what you want to do in 2 or 3 years. And so when you have those role models, then you establish. It was Roscoe Adams. He was the branch manager at IBM.
Yeah.
And he was the one that he took me aside. He was an African American male, really light skinned. So you almost didn't know that he was an African American because there was all these white people in the IBM office with me. And he took me aside and he sat down with me. And when you have not only a role model, but a coach like that,
that's right,
they can make the difference in the world. They can speak life into your spirit and say, you know what, you can do it. And that was important for me.
That makes sense. Was that your introduction to IT? What made IT light you up to that degree?
Yeah, that was my introduction to IT, and it allowed. I'm a very regimented person, and when you are a programmer, if the answer is this, do this, else do this, and it's a very structured way, and I'm fairly structured, and so IT, I loved it. It was fairly regimented, and IBM, the cat's meow, and I was able to get promoted in different levels within IBM from Peoria, Illinois, where I started at IBM on the Caterpillar account, and I went from there to Houston, to Dallas, to DC, to Atlanta, and I just loved that. But beyond just doing the technology, it's about the people, and it's about being able to help your customers to be able to win when they don't think they can, and we help them win with the technology.
Sure.
So,
well, with your ascent, winning is happening. It sounds like it comes naturally. You don't even doubt it anymore, I would bet. What does winning look like for you now? How do you best yourself at this point?
Yeah, one of the things that I believe in is that we can learn a lot from products. And if you look at the iPhone, it's at version 17 of iOS, right? It didn't start at 17,
it was 16.
Right? It's 17.7. I mean, I just said I was going to update mine tonight. That's how I know it's 17.7. But it didn't start at 17. It started at 1. And it went from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. So what version am I, right? Right now, Daphne Jones is at version 6 of her life. And so what is my version 7 going to be is sort of what you're really asking. And being on boards is what I'm doing now. I'm a CEO of a corporation. I really want to start a movement of winning. So to me, if I can get to version 7, that version 7 looks like that I have created and sparked a movement of women and people who have doubted themselves for years, who have imposter syndrome, and their imposter syndrome comes because they've been sprinkled seeds of misdirection and misinformation. But I'm here to say, not only can you say you will win, I'm here to show you how.
That's it. And I believe it. I believe you because you include, when we get the book, a workbook.
Yes.
Like we can apply this knowledge. And see the difference it can make in our life. Can you drop us a quick course or a tip, a hack to kind of get us on the right lane or mindset or thinking about winning and how we need to reframe what we've been hearing and thinking about ourselves?
Well, I will say I have what I call a winner's mantra. Can I take 30 seconds to do
Absolutely.
it? Okay.
That's the perfect timing.
Okay. Never accept no. Never settle for the status quo. If there are followers, you must lead. If there's a gap, you've got to fill it. If there is hunger, I hope you feed it. If there is empty land, I hope you seed it. And if there's a record, you need to beat it. If there is a good word, I hope you share it. And if there's a bad thought, never repeat it. If there is a win, go get it. If there is prosperity, I hope you have it. And if there's wisdom, I pray you receive it. Always find a way to win.
Give me this book. Oh, do I have 30 seconds to hear that one more time? One more time. You said your goal was to inspire, to ignite, and to empower
Yes.
us to win. Can you give that to us one more time?
Sure.
That mantra.
Never accept the status quo. Never accept no. If there are followers, you've got to lead. If there's a gap, you need to fill it. If there's hunger, please feed it. If there's an illness, you've got to cure it. If there's an empty land, please seed it. If there's a record, you need to beat it. If there's a good thought, please share it. If there's a bad word, never repeat it. If there is a win, I hope you go get it. If there's prosperity, I hope you get it. If there's a life to live, you've got to live it. And if there's wisdom, I pray you receive it. Always find a way to win.
I love that, and I receive it. You must receive it as well. What a powerful work and message for us. And thank you for the workbook to keep us on track. Because we need a little help and assistance.
Absolutely, that's what it's
wonderful
for.
Opportunity.
Thank you.
You must win when they say you won't. This great new book, Daphne E. Jones, can be found at daphneejones.com. Email once you get the book to get your workbook so you can start taking the steps to your win. And you can email her at daphneejones.com and find out. I only scratched the surface.
Yeah.
Find out more about this dynamic, amazing woman and all the things she has to offer in her regular installments on LinkedIn at Daphne E. Jones. Thank you so much.
My
you
pleasure.
can find out more about all of our guests and stay connected, of course, on LinkedIn, not on LinkedIn, but on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube, or just go to stltv.net. I'm Jade Harrell, and until next time, experience St. Louis and win.